Hey everybody, my name is Dane Johansson. I am doing a little screen video here to show you kind of what tutoring with me will be like during the Greek course, particularly the Greek comprehension. So I'm just going to take you through here, show you the alphabet. We'll talk a little bit about the alphabet and how to pronounce it, and we'll also go through your what your goals will be in this course as well. So first off, let's just start here with a little greeting. Cherete mathete, which means hello, learners or students. So let's go through. I'll just, on this column, we're going to have the uppercase, and then we'll have the lowercase on the other. So alpha, I'm just going to go through them really quick, and then we'll go back and look at them each individually. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mi, ni, xi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tav, ypsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega. So that's the alphabet that we're going to be using. So let's go through here, and I'll kind of write it out in English and then also the Greek spelling of each word so we can actually see the alphabet in practice. All right. So here we go. Alpha would be phonetically spelled like this, probably. Alpha. And in Greek it would be alpha. So here you have alpha, lambda, phi, alpha. So the nice thing about Greek is that most of the letters are phonetic, so what they're going to be here is exactly what they're going to be. Or how the sound the name makes is usually the sound they make in a word. That's what I was trying to say, sorry. This one would be spelled veta phonetically. So veta, veta. A lot of people will say this with a b, like beta, but in modern Greek and the reconstructed Koine that I use and we will be using in this course is v, veta. So veta, so you have veta, eta, tav, alpha, veta. Here we have gamma, so gamma, gamma. So gamma, alpha, two me's, and then an alpha. So what's nice also is that the Greek a here, the a sound, alpha, looks a lot like our English, the Latin a. So same for the m sound, the m, the me sound is me's look kind of like m's. They're kind of like a u with a tail, but I also think they look like m's, so that's always helped me. Here we have delta, so delta maybe. So it's kind of it's a soft D. It's kind of like a Spanish D or something like that. It's the, kind of like the beginning of the, but not quite so. The English word the, not quite, a little bit more D in there. The, delta, delta. So delta, epsilon, lambda, tav, and alpha. Moving on to epsilon. Epsilon, wow, sorry, and epsilon, either one, lone or lone, they both make the same sound. So here we go, epsilon, so it would be epsilon, pi, sigma, iota, lambda, omicron, and ni. So that one's pretty easy. And again, as you're seeing here, all the letters, alpha starts with an alpha, makes the a sound, beta starts with the v sound, so you'll know what they make in a actual word. So as we're writing out these words, you can see yamma, ya, delta, the, epsilon, e. Now here's another word that some people will, or another letter that some people will pronounce a little bit differently. Some people do a z, z, dz, or z. We're just going to be the z sound, just a plain z, z, z. So zeta might be a phonetic spelling here in English, and zeta. So again, you see the starts with zeta, makes the z sound z. So zeta, eta, tav, alpha, zeta. Now here's eta. In English maybe eta. And in Greek, eta. That one's pretty easy. So eta, tav, alpha. Moving on. Theta, which in English here would be theta. And in Greek, theta. So theta, eta, tav, alpha. So I hope you're getting the hang of this. A great thing to do would be to copy this down as I'm going along, and just when we get done, you know, on your own time, write out the letters, write the letter next to it, and then you could just copy this whole thing, but especially focus on this one so you're getting to see the whole alphabet, how it works. So zeta, just spell it out every time. Epsilon, spell it out, all that. This is iota. Iota. That way it's a little snug. In iota in Greek. Just makes it eh or an I sound depending. Or more of an E, iota, or an I. Kappa. It's pretty much spelled how it looks. Kappa. Kappa. So you guys already know this word from math. It's called pi in math. We're going to call it p. So that's pretty easy. Looks exactly like our kappa here, how it's spelled in English, except we just eliminated those two p's and used one letter, so that's pretty easy. Lambda. This one's kind of tricky again. Some people would say lambda, duh, but we're going to use that soft D. So lambda. You know, think of this as one letter if you can, lambda. And spelled this way, lambda in Greek. So lambda, alpha, mi, delta, and alpha again. These ones are pretty easy. Mi, kind of using that. It's basically like saying E with your lips in the O form. So mi, E, E, E. In modern Greek, it would just be me. We're going to have kind of that O in there, me. Me. And it's spelled in Greek that way, me. Again, same with this, ni and ni. Some people have a lot of trouble with this one, and obviously in the uppercase it's exactly the same, both of these are, but the lowercase, people think this is a V. That's just one that you're going to have to constantly get used to, seeing it in words. So that's just one you're going to have to learn. Like here on the end of epsilon, you have a ni there, so you can use that. As a guide, just write that over and over again, say it, just get used to it. This is a tricky one. It's kind of like a epsilon with a hat and a tail. It's kind of how I've always written it and thought of it as an epsilon with a hat and a tail. And this is xi, xi. And how we'd phonetically say that, xi, xi, or xi, xi. It's kind of like a xi sound. This one's pretty easy. It's like our X, Xi. So this one would be spelled just how it looks, Xi. And here's Omicron, and it'd be the same in Omicron. There we go, Omicron. And here's ones people think is pi. This is just another one of those strange letters you're gonna have to get used to. In Greek, that's different. This kind of looks like an L, a weird L, so you can kind of get used to that one easily. But this is another one of those ones that you're just going to have to write over and over, say over and over, and look at over and over and get used to. It's not pi, it's P. So P, or P, or P. So spelled that way, P, and in Greek it would be P. This is ro. So ro, oro. I get the R rolled. I mean, if you can't do it, whatever. If you refuse to do the R roll, I mean, that's how the language works, but some people literally can't. So ro or ro. Spelled here in Greek, ro, oro, either one. Now here's one that will be tricky, sigma. It's the S. So here it looks just like an S, and that's when it's at the end of a word, it'll be this form. When it's in the middle of the word or beginning of a word, it's either one of these two, usually this, sigma. So sigma. So here, scoot it away a little bit, sigma. And then here in Greek it would be sigma, sigma. And we can even do sigmas. Sigmas. Here to get you used to the sigmas. Sigmas. So you see the, just looks like an S on the end, that one's always been easy for me. So these are both the same letter, this one and this one. Both the same letter, make the same sound, just look different. And this, anytime it's anywhere in a letter or anywhere in a word besides the end, it'll have this form. But if it's at the end, it has this form. Right, moving on, almost done. So here is tav, or taf, either one. And in Greek, it would look like this. Now this is a diphthong. We're not going to get into diphthongs right here. I'll do that in another video, or you can take the class with me. But diphthongs are just something you have to get used to as well. So taf, tav. Ypsilon is again something that in modern Greek it would look like this. Ypsilon. What am I going to do? E again. Ypsilon. In Greek, ypsilon. Ypsilon. Phi, this is easy, phi, or phi, like that, semper phi. And in Greek, phi, simple. Another weird word or letter that you're just going to have to get used to as well. This is chi, kind of makes the H like a chi, back of the throat, kind of like you're spitting maybe. It's more of like a, in Hebrew and stuff, it's back of the throat, guttural. Chi. So I might even do chi, if that even works. Chi. And in Greek, chi. This is psi, so P-S-I. It would be psi, 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 psi. And in Greek, it would just be psi. You don't need that, it would be psi. So just psi. It's the only way you can spell it. Or I guess you could spell it psi. But that's probably just easier to use the letter itself. Psi. And here's omega. That's the last letter in the alphabet. and Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega in the Bible, so you'll see that, Alpha and the Omega. So Omega is spelled just how it sounds phonetically, Omega, Omega, or Omega, depending on how you want to do it. Omega. And in Greek, Omega, Omega. So again, like I said, I would go through and try to write these out so you can see the letters in action and get used to how they work. And the ones you're really going to have to worry about are the ones that are different than ours. For the most part, most of them are the same. Eta is a little different. Theta is different. Xi is a different thing, you know, that English speakers are not used to seeing. P, you just got used to, that's the P sound. So Rho, you got to not get that mixed up with a P, it's an R. And then sigma might give you a little trouble, so focus on that also. Other than that, besides this at the beginning, end, or middle of a word is O. It just always makes the O, the long O sound, not a, not a w, it's a O. So, here we go, we're down now to our goals in this course. What your goals will be in this course are as follows. Εγώ αναγνώσκομαι ελληνικόν. Εγώ αναγνώσομαι ελληνικόν. Your goal will be, I will, oops, get rid of the Greek. I will read Greek. Εγώ γράψω ελληνικόν. I will write Greek. And then, εγώ ακούσω ελληνικόν. I will hear Greek or listen to Greek. And then, εγώ λέξω ελληνικόν. I will speak Greek. So those are the goals, is that you would read, write, hear, and speak Greek, listen to Greek, hear Greek. By the end of it, that when you read Greek, you'd have somewhat of a comprehension. You know, you wouldn't have to do too much translating. And again, to become proficient in any language takes about 1,000 hours. So it's just constantly, as much as you could do, listening, hearing, writing, any Greek you can get your hands on. Just read the same passage over and over again until you cannot have to translate in your mind and you think the Greek, write it out, be able to compose Greek, listen to as much Greek as you can. So after this course, are you going to be able to be fluent in Greek? Are you going to be able to fluently read Greek? No. But you will be well on your way to understanding how to do that, and you will definitely have some major improvement from where you are, whether you have some basis in Greek or none. You'll learn how to speak Greek and think in some basic phrases and hear Greek with comprehension. So now I say to all of you, eroste mathete. So we start out cherete mathete, and now we're eroste mathete. So goodbye, all of my students and learners. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that it encourages you to study Greek on your own or with me. Either way, I just want you guys to know the Greek language. And enjoy the New Testament, the Old Testament in Greek, so many great Greek writers, whether it be the Church Fathers or Plutarch and others that wrote in this Koine dialect. So thank you very much.